In today's session, we are going to look at the following ideas. We're going to define what distance learning is. We're going to prepare for it, learn how to plan for it. We're going to communicate during distance learning. And when I talking about how we communicate, it's about how we communicate with our students communicate with us, and how we communicate the content that we would normally be teaching within our classroom to our students. We're going to talk about something called student agency and how we can increase it and improve it. And then we're going to focus on creating our classroom culture digitally. As you are aware, it's a little bit more difficult, a little bit more tricky to engage students and create that same classroom that you would have in person when you're doing it remotely. And if there's time, we will do putting it together where we kind of combine this and see what it would look like. Now, before we begin, I actually want to show you the first tool of the day, and that's Wakelet, if you're not familiar with it. So if you're not familiar with Wakelet and you don't use it, I want you to take a moment. You can pause the video or you can just wait till the end of the video. And I want you to click on Wakelet, explore what it is, and then you can check out my sample. And so when you click on Wakelet, you'll be taken to a screen that kind of shows you what it's about. It's a free tool that is great for organizing, curating, and sharing content. You can use it for your own personal uses, and I've seen all kinds of cool ways that students can use it, but rather than bookmarking things or using Symbaloo, it's a great way to kind of collect items that you might use. And so I'm going to show you an example of mine. Let me move mine down here. So if you click on the other sample here or the other link within our slides, you'll see my sample. Hopefully you'll see my sample. Okay. And so this is a board that I created with just tech ideas. As I'm seeing things online, I'll be like, oh, that's really cool. I want to remember it. And so I can make this collection. So what ends up happening is that once you sign up, you'll create boards and you can add this little W extension at the top. That way, when you go to a screen and you find something you like I love this Ditch That Textbook, Teach Like a Pirate, you may be familiar with it. What you can do is you can right click and you can save it directly to Wakelet, and you can add it to the board that you wanted to add it to. Now, I've already added this to Wakelet, so I don't think it's going to let me do it again. You can see right here, Ditch That Textbook. Now, the other cool thing is it's not just limited to web pages. You can use this for social media. So if I'm on my Twitter account and I see, oh, here, I love her, if you know Alice Keeler. She does a lot with Google. But let's say I wanted to save a website. I'm just going to save, or a tweet. I'm just going to save one of these top tweets here. Let's go ahead and save hers. If I right click on it, look, it's right here, save to Wakelet. I don't even have to click on the extension. So it allows me to save social media items as well. So if you get these ideas when you're in Facebook or when you're in Twitter, I haven't tried it in Facebook, but I know in Twitter, I can just link it directly. So as you're going through today's presentation, if you see tools, tricks, websites that you want to remember, adding it to a Wakelet collection is a great way to do it. I have boards for tech ideas, biology, ICP, just general science things, leadership, whatever I'm involved with, that I come across information that I want to put into a central location, I use it. So if you want to take a minute before you go to the next slide and do that, I would highly suggest it. Okay. And if you're ready to go on, just go on to the next slide and we'll start with defining what distance learning is.